systems of equations. And like I said, now you guys know by now, we did today a lot of the odds with my other algebra class. So today with you guys, I'm going to just go down through the even. Perfect, yes. And again, it's kind of intuitive. All right, you should understand it. But as we go down the page, it does get a little bit harder. All right, it does get a little bit harder, so we're going to talk about that. All right, so please now pay attention. All right, now, again, we call it a substitution because we're going to be substituting one in for the other. Now, please watch and try to listen to my words and listen carefully. Y is equal to x plus 5. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Right? If y is equal to x plus 5, that means wherever I see a y, I could replace it with what? That's right, because they are equal. All right, so this y right here, that y right there, I'm going to change to what? I'm going to change to x plus 5. That's how easy. All right, so now what I want you to do is I want you to watch the demonstration now. I'm going to change the red y to x plus 5, and that equals negative 2x minus 4. Does anybody have any questions with that step? All right, now I add 2x and subtract 5. We all know that. So if I add 2x, I get 3x, and if I subtract 5, I get 3x equals negative 9. So x is equal to negative 3. Everybody see that? Now, if x is negative 3, I can replace this x up here with now what? Negative 3. So y is equal to negative 3 plus 5. So y is equal to what?
2.
Y is equal to 2. So the ordered pair is negative 3, positive 2. All right? So now everybody take out their handy-dandy calculators real quick, please. All right? Now, what I want you to do, under y1, type in x plus 5. And under y2, type in. Now, again, listen, guys. There's a negative and a minus. If it says syntax error, you plugged in a negative instead of a minus. All right? So everybody type in negative 2x minus 4. Type both those in, please. Well, it's on your paper, right up there on the board also. Under y1, you're typing in x plus 5. Under y2, you're typing in negative 2x minus 4. Then you hit graph. After you graph, you go to second, calc, 5, enter, enter, enter. And what do you know? What comes up?
Oh, we did it.
Negative 3, 2. All right? So again, very, very nice little thing you can do with your calculator. All we're doing with the calculator right today is checking your work. That's what we're doing. We're checking your work. All right? So here we go with question number 4 now. All right, everybody take a look at question number 4 just to make sure. All right? Because in a minute we're going to skip down some because the next 4 or 5 problems are exactly the same. All right, so what we're going to do is verify that you know what we're talking about. So here we go. What does y equal? Y equals negative 6x plus 3. That means wherever I see a y, I can replace it with what?
Negative 6 plus 3.
That's correct. I'm changing the red y for negative 6x plus 3. So when I do that, I end up with negative 6x plus 3 equals 6x plus 3.
Is there no solution?
No. I end up with negative 12x equals 0. Right? So x is equal to what? 0. No solution would be if the x's cancel. Okay?
Oh, okay.
If the x is cancelled. 0 is a number. 0 is a number. All right? So x can be 0. And if x is 0, all you're doing is you're plugging 0 into either equation. It doesn't matter which one. All right? Then if you plug 0 in, you will get what? Y equals 3, which means the answer is 0, 3. And because we are thorough, even though we know we're always right, we're going to go to our calculator and type in negative 6x plus 3. And then we're going to type in 6x plus 3. And then we're going to calculate the point of intersection. All right? And when we calculate that point of intersection, I get what? 0, 3. All right? Please verify with your calculator. Everybody good with that? Yes.
At 0,3, I mean on this one, I got 0,3, but on the first one, I got this really weird.
That's because you didn't type it in correctly. All right? All right. Now, because I feel like you guys are in pretty good shape, what I want to do now is I want to go to question number 12. Everybody look at question number 12, please. Now, does everybody agree it's a little bit different, right? But I still can see that the y value is negative 6x plus 2. Everybody agree with me on that? Right? Oh, I'm sorry. 6x plus 21.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do the right one. So, sorry. Y is equal to 6x plus 21. Everybody okay with that? Now, what does that mean? That means wherever I see a y, I put 6x plus 21. So now, see if you're paying attention, see if you understand what I'm saying. Negative x plus 3 times 6x plus 21 equals 12. Is everybody with me on this? All right. Now, for those of you guys who need a little work on your equations, this is where we're at. All right, so I need to distribute a 3. So I get negative x plus 18x plus equals 12. Now we're combining terms. When I combine terms, I get what? 17x plus 63 equals 12. And so now what? 17x equals negative 51. So x is equal to negative 3. Everybody happy with that explanation so far? Now, I always want to pick the easiest one to plug it back into. And in this case, the easiest one is right down here because it tells you what y is equal to. So we're going to go back and we're going to say y is equal to 6 times negative 3 plus 21. So y is negative 18 plus 21. So y is 3. So my answer is negative 3, 3. All right. Now we have one problem now before we check our answer. So I need everybody to pay attention. Look up here, please. This one down here is y2. Everybody with me? Now, does everybody understand we have a problem with the first one because it's not in the form y equals, right? So now, let me just come over here because this is how I want you to do it. Everybody put your eyes up. This is how fast you should be able to do this. You should be able to do this without even any thought. You should be able to just look at the equation and type it in on your calculator. All right? And what do I mean by that? You should be able to say that y1 is equal to, now just watch what I'm doing over here. y1 is equal to, parentheses, 12 plus x divided by 3. That's how I want you to be able to do it. Because does it matter right now where I put the x with the number? No, because the calculator is doing the work. Does everybody hear me? Yeah. The calculator is doing the work, so the order doesn't matter. Is everybody happy with that? Right? So under y1, it's parentheses, though. Somebody in last class didn't listen to me, and they didn't put parentheses. And they're saying, why do I not ever get the right answer? Because you're not putting it in the calculator correctly. You have to type it in with the parentheses or you're not going to get the right answer. So now make sure you got it typed in correctly. And then all you do is graph second, calc, 5, enter, enter, enter. And the answer should be what? Is that correct? Yep, double check everything, guys. Please verify. And if you're making a mistake with the equation, that's okay.
So, the 6x is
Yes, because it's already in the right format, right?
Yeah.
Y equals. You want it to be y equals because that makes it the easiest. All right, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes they are not. All right, so now what I'd like for everybody to do is we're just going to jump down to, let's go ahead and practice, let's say, question number 20. All right, because there's a bunch of negatives. All right, now please look up for a second, please. So I always try to show you how you can simplify things. Does everybody understand I hate the negatives, right?
Yes.
Because that's when you can make a bunch of just silly mistakes. So please look up, look up, look up so I can try to show you something. Come on, guys. Some of you are not looking up. All right. And then you see if you understand what I just did. Now I don't have a bunch of what? Now I don't have a bunch of negatives. So it'd be something like this. Pay attention. Come on. If I said negative 1 minus 2 equals negative 3, is that a true statement?
Yes.
So if I do, is that still a true statement?
Yes.
Does everybody understand what I'm saying? I would much rather look at 1 plus 2 plus 3 or equals 3 than negative 1 minus 2 equals negative 3. So essentially all I did was multiplied everything through by what? By negative 1. Do you have to do that?
No.
You don't have to do that. Just to me, there's just so many negatives that it's just silly not to. All right? So I'm always trying to make things a little bit easier for you. Go ahead.
If negative 8 is positive, could you still switch all the signs?
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly what that means. Switch the signs. All of them. Not some of them, all of them. All right? So now that means wherever I see a y, I can put what?
Negative 2x plus 8.
Right? Does everybody agree? I can put negative 2x plus 8, right? So again, here we go. 7x plus 6 times
Negative 2 plus 6
equals
8.
8. Everybody take a look at that and make sure you see that. Everybody pretty happy with that? All right, now it's just a matter of are you good at algebra or not? All right, just combining terms. Simplifying an equation. So here we go. 7x minus 12x. Everybody happy with that? 7x minus 12x. Negative 5x equals negative 40. Thank you. Everybody happy? So x equals what?
8.
X equals 8. All right? So now if x equals 8, I'm plugging that back in to the easiest equation. So what's y?
Negative 16. Oh, sorry.
Negative 8, right? I want you to do the math. Come on now. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16 plus 8, which is what? Negative 8. Is everybody happy with me on that? So my answer is 8 comma negative 8. 8 comma negative 8. All right? Is everybody okay with that? All right. Now, under y1, pay attention now. Under y1, we do what? Negative 2x plus 8, right? Now, under y2 is equal to, open parentheses, 8 minus 7x divided by, that's how you should be able to do that, guys. I just think you should be able to see that. Now, look, if you're one of those going, man, I'm not 100% sure why he's doing that, just raise your hand. Let me help you.
Is what we did this yesterday, right?
No, we did not. We learned how to use a calculator yesterday. And we solved it by graphing. All right, today's a new type of systems. Tomorrow's a different type also. Anybody have any doubts or questions? Any questions? Somebody speak up. Go.
So when you turn them all positive, you can still put them positive.
Yeah, of course. Double check me though. Right? Double check it on your calculator. Again, your calculator's not going to be wrong unless you type something in wrong. All right? Calculator's never wrong. All right? Again, just verifying. Just verifying. All right, so here we go. Listen carefully now. All right, I want to take a look at number 22 now. Now, does everybody understand why 22 is a little bit of a problem? Yeah. Look, it's not in the right format. 22 is not in the right format because I don't have x equals or y equals. So I have to put it in the right format. Come on, that's not hard. All I need to do is what?
Well, I just had a question. I don't think we should, but would we be able to in this problem to make the negatives positive?
Yeah, but listen to me. On this one, if I multiply by a negative, I'm still going to have negatives. You understand what I'm saying? Like on number 22. Granted there are two negatives, but if I change them, I still have a negative. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I only change them if all of them are negative, to be honest. All right? So now, listen to what I'm saying now. All right? I have a problem because it's not set up properly as a substitution. So we have to make it a substitution. So now, let's see if you understood what I just did. All right? What I did was I wrote x is equal to 2y minus 13.
Yeah, I did.
Anybody have any doubts about that? Easy, correct? All I did was I moved the 2y to the right side. Now, wherever I see an x, I can put what?
2y.
Exactly. Wherever I see an x, I can put 2y minus 13. So, 4, open parentheses, 2y minus 13 plus 2y equals 18. Everybody okay with that or not?
No, I solved it for y, not x.
Well, you should be solving for x, right? The reason why we don't solve for y is because I end up with fractions.
Yeah, I
All right? So you always try to find the easiest one. But that's a good mistake. Yes?
Why can't you do the bottom? Yeah.
Well, you could, but it's just easier to solve the top one. Listen, just like on number 24, do I want to do the top one or the bottom one? Of course, because there's a single y right here. Right, you're looking for a single y. Everybody good with that?
So just like the single y.
Or a single x. All right, so let's go back up here now. Let's distribute. So I have 8y. Is it minus 2y or plus 2y? Got to be careful.
And then 8y minus 52. I had it.
So y equals what? So y is equal to 7. Everybody good with this?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to plug y equals 7 back into this problem right here because that's just the easiest. So x is equal to what? You should be able to just say x equals 1. Plus 2 times 7 minus 13 is 1. Right? So my answer would be what? What's my answer? 1, comma 7. Alphabetical order. X before y. All right. Now, what I want to do is, now I have some issues. All right. So I'm going to write both of these in their original form as x minus 2y equals negative 13. I'm going to solve that for y. Please look. This is what I'm expecting. Everybody, I'm expecting you to just say, hey, y is equal to Negative 13 minus x divided by negative 2. That's under y1. Who's got an issue with that? I'm solving for y, right? So I move the x and divide by the coefficient. Everybody happy with that? All right, let's see how smart you are then. Let's look at the next one. 4x plus 2y equals 18. 4x plus 2y equals 18.
Y equals parentheses 18 minus 4x close parentheses divided by 2.
All right, how's that? Now you type that into your calculator under y1 and y2, and then calculate the point of intersection. And the point of intersection is, we already know what the answer was, because we're never wrong, right? But we're just checking, just in case someone is wrong. Is everybody happy with that? Does everybody agree it's kind of easy, right? Very simple. Very, very simple. Do you have any questions? All right, let me do one more with you just to make sure. Well, that's what we're going to talk about in a few minutes. Let me do one more. Let's do, for example, let's just get crazy. Let's do 30, the last one. Let's do 30. Here we go. Now, just a little something special for you. Look up here on 30. Look up, look up, look up, look up. See if you understand what I'm doing, because again, I'm trying to make it easy on you. So please see if you agree with this statement. Does x plus y, sorry, my 4's and y's are sometimes. Does x plus y equal 4? How did I get that?
Oh, you did plus plus plus. You divide by negative.
Yes, I divide by negative 5.
But can't you do the...
I divided by negative 5. Because I was smart enough to realize that all of those numbers could be divided by what?
5.
By negative 5. That's how I want you to think about numbers, to make it easier. Now, do you agree the problem's much easier?
Yes.
All right, you should recognize that. All right? So now, if I want to solve this equation, I could solve it for y, right? And so y would equal what? 2x plus 7. Does everybody see that? Now look how much easier it is now that I don't have all those 5s and negatives. Now, wherever I see a y, I can put what? So x plus 2x plus 7 2x plus 7 is equal to what? 4. Right? So what does 3x equals negative 3? So x equals negative 1. Everybody happy with that?
Yes.
And now if we just plug in over here, right? Y would equal what? Somebody help the girls. Y would equal what? I think y would equal 5. Do you agree? Right? Because again, it's y equals 2 times negative 1 plus 7. I just replaced the x with negative 1. I just replaced the x with negative 1. So my solution is what? Negative 1 comma 5. Aspen, are you okay or not? All right, thank you. Does everybody agree it's negative 1, 5? Right? Now, so over here, I want to highlight the two things, right? This x plus y equals 4. If I solve that, that's just y equals what? Right, negative x plus 4. So under y1 and y2, type that in real quick. And then see if we got the right answer. Is everybody okay with it being negative 1, 5?
Yes. It's annoying. What do we need to do for homework?
All right, listen to me, guys. Hey, I want your attention again. Listen to me, please. Look up, look up, look up, look up, please. You got to hear me now. All right, I've had lots of parent conferences now, and I'm trying to help you guys out. All right? And basically, here's what the problem is for some of you guys. You need what? More practice, not what? Less. So here, look, I'm going to scroll down the page, and the answers are there too, just in case. All right? Now, here is the only thing I want you to do, or I want you to work on. All right? I really want you to focus on 2 through 30 evens. All right? Which means we kind of, just skipped around. But I want you to do the evens. All right? Now, listen. Again, those of you guys who are not the grade you want. All right? Instead of doing the evens, maybe you should do the evens and some of the odds. All right? That's what you should do. And then I promise you, if you can come in tomorrow and say, man, every single problem that I did correctly, or every one that I did correctly because I checked my work with the problems in the back or the answer solutions, and I checked it with my calculator, you're going to make an A on the test. There's nothing more difficult what I'm doing right now than you're going to see next week. But if you go home tonight and you only do a couple questions and you get them wrong, then you're not where you should be. All right, I put more problems for a reason. For some of you guys to get a little bit of extra what? Practice if you need it. If you don't need it, all you have to do is do the what? All you have to do is do the even. All right, does everybody understand me? All right, guys, good job for today. Very good. Get busy. Try to get done.
So I know